This video is a short introduction to Carlson Layout, Carlson's new data collection product designed to run on Android. This video will walk you through getting started with the software and all the major features of the software. If you have any questions about installation, system requirements, or registration, please download the installation guide available at www.carlsonsw.com. To get started, I'm going to go ahead and launch Carlson Layout from the desktop of my Android device. First thing I want to point out here is the resume button that came up immediately. So if you ran Layout the day before and today you're starting back up and you're using the same job and the same instrument, the quickest way to get started is to just tap resume on this screen, and the software will automatically reconnect to your instrument and your RTK network and open the job and get you started. This is the absolute fastest way to get started if you're doing the same thing day to day. This time I want to walk you through the setup, so I'm going to go ahead and tap the dashboard, which is what you would see if you were starting Carlson Layout for the very first time. The Carlson Layout dashboard is the one-stop location for all the setup that you need to do to be ready to start your survey. The very first thing you're going to want to set up is a site and job. In Carlson Layout, a site is used to organize jobs. So in my case, I have a site called Maysville, and inside the site are all the jobs that I've done within Maysville. I can start a new site by pressing the plus icon, but I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to just open a job within this site. I can look at all the jobs that are already in this site by pressing the combo box, and it lists them there. Note that in this combo box, as in other combo boxes throughout the software, the gray caret icon on the right-hand side indicates that the items can be swiped to the right, and a trash can icon will be available to delete them. This can reduce the list in any list in combo boxes throughout the software. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new job in this case by pressing the folder icon. With the folder icon, I can browse my jobs in a way that gives me a little bit more information. Here I can scan through the jobs and look at the images attached to the job, which is a snapshot of the drawing. I can also look in list format, or I can look at the calendar to look at the various jobs that I've done. So in my calendar, I can see that I've done 4 jobs today and 1 job on October the 1st. Instead, I'm going to start a new job by pressing the plus icon. And I'm going to call it Sarah 5. And I'm going to leave my units in US feet. Now that I've created my job, the first thing that I want to do, or that most people may want to do, is bring in some pre-existing data to my job. Carlson Layout can bring in point coordinates from CRD files, CRDBs, or ASCII text files, any way that they're formatted. Maybe if it's a comma-separated text file, or however your text file is formatted. We also can open up DXF and DWG drawing files, and we're hoping to add support for DGN files very soon. You can also load up a surface file in this location. So I'm going to bring in an existing file. Now, one of the great things about Android is that I already have access to all of the cloud storage that's available on my Android device. So in this case, what we're looking at is my Google Drive account. I'm logged into a Google Drive, and I can just tap on it and browse directly in my drive to a location where I've stored some drawings that I placed there on my home computer. So I'm going to open up my drawing file. And now I've brought in my data, and I'm a little bit closer to starting. The next thing I need to do is connect to an instrument. As before, all the previous configurations that I've done are listed in the drop combo box. I can either check one of these, or I can add a new instrument configuration using the plus icon. Carlson Layout supports all of the drivers that are available in any other Carlson product. So if you look in the instrument profiles under total stations, you'll see all the brands you're familiar with, and the same under GPS. In this case, I'm going to choose the Carlson BRx7 because I have one here on my desk and because it's a brand new release from Carlson software. And I'm going to call my configuration the BRx7 4. The next thing I need to do is connect to the device. Because I've already found the device over Bluetooth, I don't need to hit the plus icon and do a search again. I'll just hit connect and let it bond to the device. Next we see receiver settings. Receiver settings will be all the settings that are specific to the GPS or total station that you have selected. So in this case for the BRx7 I have my antenna settings. I can enable SureFix and I can turn on and off various constellations. I'm going to tap in the box to change my rod height. The screen we're looking at now is the distance angle entry tool keyboard that's available within Layout. This is a really handy way to enter numbers because it gives you access to all of your units in one spot. So in this case, my rod height is 2 meters high, and even though my job is in feet, I can tap 2 meters, and my number will be converted when it goes back into the other screen. The other thing we can do here that's really interesting is grab a distance between any 2 points. So if I tap the point-to-point button here, I can enter 2 point IDs and pull in the distance between them as the angle for this keyboard. So I'm going to go ahead and hit green check. And you can see that my rod height's been converted to feet and inches, which is my job units. Next up is the RTK tab where we're going to set up our in-trip connection. For a device, I have all the available devices for the instrument that I've selected. The Carlson BRx7 supports an internal GSM, an internal radio, L-band for Atlas corrections, and I can use data collector internet. Under Data Collector Internet, the next thing I need to choose is whether I want to do in-trip or listen or another type of connection. I'm going to choose in-trip, and if I want to change the server that I'm using, all I have to do is press the gear icon here and enter a new server. In this case, I'm already connected to the Kentucky Core's in-trip server, and my list of mount points is available in the combo box. I can press the info button to find out full information from the source table on any mount point that I'm using. Or I can press the refresh button to query the source table for the mount point again. In this case, I'm happy with my selection, so I'm going to press done to let the instrument configure. My instrument configuration is complete. The very last thing I need to do before I can get started is define my coordinate system. I can press the configure button to the right of coordinate system. This dialog is telling me that the previous coordinate system I used in my last job was the Kentucky North coordinate system. I can confirm this to leave it as it is, or I can press change. The various transformations that are available in Carlson Layout is everything that's available within ServCE or any other Carlson product. Match local coordinates will allow me to read GPS on my current existing data in order to match the local coordinates. Otherwise, if I have an empty job and I don't care about the coordinate system, I may choose to use UTM Automatic Zone. If you want an existing projection from Carlson ServCE or other products that in the Carlson library, press the plus icon to go into the projection dialog, and all of those projections are available here in searchable combo boxes. In this case, I'll choose Kentucky North, and I'm done. Carlson Layout is now fully configured and ready to be used with my Carlson BRx7. I can press done to start my work.